So it's been a while. You've gotten used to those fancy Fitbit Premium features. But now that membership that was bundled with your wearable is going to expire. What do you lose from Premium, and is it even worth paying for? It feels a little sneaky, getting you used to a suite of features, then expecting you to pony up for a subscription just 6 months later. That aside, opting out of Fitbit Premium will affect everyone differently. I'll run through the features in order of what I found could be the least impactful to the most. Starting out with the wellness report. I honestly wasn't even aware this was a feature until I started this video, and accessing it just isn't intuitive. The report itself is somewhat interesting, especially if you've collected a fair bit of historical data, but overall I found it to be more of an that's interesting kind of thing. But it will depend on your own goals. Next up is another report, this time the monthly sleep profile, which, like the wellness report, is easily forgotten. It is cool that it compares your aggregated data against typical and ideal ranges, but other than telling you you're either doing well or poorly, it doesn't really help beyond pointing that out. Assigning an animal to your sleep profile is probably the more exciting part. But with only 6 animals available, you'll likely keep being assigned the same 1 or 2, so the cuteness wears out. From reports, moving into scores. This is where we start to see Fitbit push its subscription in what I find to be a bit of an obnoxious fashion. Or at least it used to be. But the sleep section was only just redesigned, where it previously made it a bit too obvious that features were paywalled. General layout between free and premium is now basically the same, with premium showing extra info like restlessness and sleeping heart rate, if it's available. If it's not, it just won't appear, and even the premium nudge won't show once it's been dismissed. The big downside of the free version though is the lack of any sleep score breakdown to get an idea of where you're lacking, making improvement far more difficult than it needs to be. Next up is the daily readiness score, which doesn't appear on the free plan at all. I had hoped that this would kind of present like a body battery of sorts, but unfortunately, it just doesn't take enough into account and overall is just too basic. The two things that would tank my readiness: I either played a game of sport the previous day, or I had a bad night's sleep. Nothing really groundbreaking being presented here. Slightly more useful is the stress management score. This one you do actually get in the free version, but like the sleep score, it won't give you the breakdown, which essentially makes the entire score useless and just another way to push a subscription. The same page in Premium is otherwise identical, other than unlocking the breakdown. The upside of the stress management score is that it appears to factor in a wider range of variables than the readiness score, but it can be pretty subtle too. I still think it needs to go further though, giving advice about why it gave the score it did, as it currently just trusts you to work it out. Finally, we move into some of the bigger features that could really make or break Fitbit, depending if you use them or not, all of which revolve around the Coach tab. First up is the recipe videos, only offering previews in the free version. They're kind of out the way and don't really offer much more than what you might find on Instagram, but at least they're all in one spot. The mindfulness section is a bit more useful, and while most of the videos are locked behind Premium, there are a few that can be accessed for free. For those inclined, there's a decent range of short or long videos that aim to help out with your stress, sleep, or just provide a quiet moment to center yourself with meditation. Rounding things out with the biggest part of the coaching tab, the workouts, which are also mostly premium, but does offer a reasonable amount for free too. The assortment of workouts and instructors is pretty decent, and there's a good mix of strength, cardio, and mobility available. if you wanted to use this feature to keep your workouts fresh or just get ideas. This is where the premium subscription probably starts to look valuable. One final thing to mention, if you do have a 4G Pixel watch and want to make use of features like fall detection or the safety check without your phone connected, you will need a premium subscription. Fitbit has definitely improved over time, offering more data and features in the free tier. But this is to be expected when you have the likes of Apple and Garmin including everything in the purchase price. It is a bit unfortunate that so many of the smaller scores are locked behind a paywall though, and it seems their entire existence is to just nudge you into a subscription, while withholding just enough to make the free versions nearly worthless. I don't deny that the benefits of the workout and the mindfulness features could be worth a subscription though, especially if it means you don't need to look into yet another app. As for me, I don't currently use these features, and everything else combined just doesn't feel like it's worth the full price.